This week on 49ers Cal High Sports presented by U.S. Bank, the Moreau Catholic swimmer making tremendous strides after a terrible accident. We'll meet the pole vaulter from Los Gatos and how COVID affected his dreams.
We have the St. Francis lacrosse star and her troubled road to success, and the Live Oak Acorn bringing the heat at a very young age. All next on 49ers Cal High Sports presented by U.S. Bank. Welcome to 49ers Cal High Sports presented by U.S. Bank. I'm Danielle Podlosky in this week for Aubrey Tolliver.
And I'm Robert Braunstein. We start tonight in San Mateo with an impressive lacrosse player from Serra.
That's right, Robert. The Serra lacrosse team is in the process of rebuilding its program, and junior standout Alex Loveland is leading the effort. Like so many athletes who fall for a sport, Alex Loveland fell in love with his sport at 5 years old. For this Serra junior lacrosse attacker, the rest, as they say, is history.
Just the creativity of it, just being able to kind of do what I want and play with my kind of style and flair, I think is something I've always kind of been drawn to.
Alex joined some of the best club lacrosse teams west of the Mississippi when he began to play competitively as a 10-year-old.
I play for Advance and then the Advanced National Program and then West Coast Stars. So the Advanced team has kind of been my main team for a while, and we've been super successful just pulling talent from around the Bay Area and obviously kind of training through that to compete with those East Coast teams that have been playing their whole lives. So we've definitely been super successful.
This skilled player had his pick of high schools, many with established lacrosse programs. But Alex decided to go to Serra to help rebuild its team.
We're trying to get our program to the level of other Serra programs here. I mean, you look at Serra baseball, Serra football, Serra basketball, and they have established cultures and programs that are strong, and it bleeds into the school. And we're trying to match that. And our kids are doing great. They're doing their best. They're working hard. But we haven't hit that level yet.
Just talking to Coach Kreitz, especially about Serra, I think I was really excited to be a part of a movement that's bigger than myself and kind of get that process kind of going forward and getting the team back to the top.
Alex made an impact at Serra right away. As a freshman, Alex led the varsity team in both goals and assists and was named to the WCAL All-League second team.
As a freshman, he started all games, and you could just tell the way he moved and the way his talent that he made other players better around him, and the seniors fed off of him, and he fed off the seniors' leadership too. We had a great group of seniors that year, his freshman year, and he just, his talent was immediate, and he made other players better around him, and that was great.
Since his freshman season, Alex has emerged as a leader for the Padres.
Freshman year, it was definitely more of a lead by example kind of thing, just show kids what high-level lacrosse looks like. And then going into my sophomore year, I moved more into a leader captain role, and then especially this year, I'll be looking to move even more into a spiritual leader kind of thing, not just showing by example.
Alex only played in 4 games his sophomore year before the pandemic canceled the season. Alex was determined to have a huge junior season. He picked up a new sport he thinks will sharpen his lacrosse skills.
I wanted our kids to play football because it makes them better lacrosse players. It makes them a better athlete, it makes them tougher. I played football and lacrosse, and it helped me both ways. And I encouraged Alex to do that because I knew, one, he has the frame to be a standout football player, and two, it would make him even a better lacrosse player. It would make him stronger, faster, and tougher.
Physicality-wise, I think it makes me a lot bigger and just more aggressive and be able to take those hits that I'm going to be having to take in college, and just being that much more athletic at a football level, I think will benefit lacrosse a lot.
Alex plays a tough physical game. He's 6'3", making it extremely hard for defenders to stop him.
I think I've always been a great passer, and just being able to see over the defense and read where the play is going to be, I think that's definitely been something. And then just obviously physicality, I'm a lot bigger than a lot of kids, so I get to kind of move around the field where I want.
The recruitment process is challenging for Alex during COVID-19. He has narrowed his list of top choices to 3 schools, all of them NCAA Division I programs.
It was definitely stressful in the beginning, just kind of figuring out which teams I wanted to go to and which schools especially, just looking at kind of what my options were and making the decision and kind of narrowing it down to seeing which coaches I liked and which kind of programs and schools, especially for my parents, I would succeed at. But yeah, it was definitely stressful in the beginning, but now that I've gotten it down to my top kind of couple schools, I think it's nice that it's going to be over and I'm going to be able to kind of have pride in a team that I'll play for in the future.
Alex Levin came to Serra High School to help rebuild its team and culture. Along the way, his impressive play grabbed the attention of some big lacrosse schools. Alex is excited to live out his dream of playing college lacrosse, but knows there is still a lot of work to be done these next 2 seasons at Serra. Alex had his final college visit last weekend and says he'll be making a decision very, very soon.
And he'll be telling us first. We'll have the exclusive on the show as soon as it comes out.
We will have the exclusive. I can say, though, he will not be going to school in California. He's venturing out on his own and starting that next chapter.
All right, very good. Stevens Creek Chevrolet brings us the Spirit Corner each week.
Let's check in on the cheer team from Branham High School.
Coming up, the Live Oak pitcher throwing seeds at a very young age.
And later, the St. Francis lacrosse player and her long road to success. You're watching 49ers Cal High Sports.
Some see a grilled cheese sandwich and ask why. I see a new kitchen with a grill and ask why not.
I really need to start adding less to cart and more to savings.
Sitting on this couch so long made me want to make some changes, starting with this couch.
Yeah, I need a house with a different view. And this is the bank that will help you do it all. Because at U.S. Bank, our people are dedicated to turning your new inspiration into your next pursuit.
One, two, three.
Get ready to cheer for your next new or used car at Stevens Creek Chevrolet.
Stevens Creek Chevrolet!
We're ready to make your buying experience safe and easy. Come to our dealership to see and test drive one of hundreds of great Chevrolet cars and trucks. Or you can go online to shop, order, and have your new car delivered right to your door. So get fired up for a great deal right here at
Stevens Creek Chevrolet!
Go to SB Live California as your destination for the very best in local high school sports coverage online. SB Live brings sports fans exclusive articles, highlights, coaches, polls, and photo galleries. Get the SB Live app for the latest scores from games played all around the Bay Area and California. This season, SB Live brings you exclusive content in partnership with 49ers Cal High Sports. Follow us at SB Live CA on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. SB Live, the Bay Area's first destination for the latest in high school sports.
Look at you. No braces, all the internet you can handle.
I wasn't so lucky.
Invis is not your parents' braces. Invis is predictable, less painful, more comfortable. Invisalign.
49ers Cal High Sports is brought to you by these fine companies who care about high school sports. By Invisalign, transforming smiles, changing lives. By Stevens Creek Chevrolet, find new roads. By Wingstop, order Wingstop's new all-in bundle, just $19.99. See wingstop.com for restrictions and details. And by Cupertino Electric, the company delivering power and possibilities and celebrating student athletes making a positive impact.
We are back with this week's Service by Medallion feature story.
Tonight we meet the fireballer from Live Oak, who is part of a stellar pitching rotation looking to hit the field this spring. For a baseball pitcher, speed is king. As a sophomore at Live Oak High School, 15-year-old Aiden Keenan has found his speed at a very young age.
In a year, I gained like 40 pounds, and then I was probably throwing like mid-70s last year, and now I'm throwing high 8s, so big improvement.
It's been pretty incredible. You know, he's been with us since he was 11 years old, and he's always been like a little bit on the smaller side, always a good player, but not one of the big studs, you know, and the past year, I guess kind of when COVID hit, he just made the decision that he was going to grind, and he's gained 45 pounds this year. His fastball went from mid-70s to 91 last week, so it's been a pretty impressive transformation, and our plan was to wait for the college stuff until next summer, but he just kept going, and kind of Cal came, and it was like almost like went to dream school territory quick, and with how academic he is, it was just the right time and the right move.
With new size and strength, Aiden saw an uptick in interest from college scouts. Just as COVID hit, Aiden got an offer from his dream school, the University of California.
When I first told me and my family, we were all like jumping up and down. We were really happy.
Aiden used his free time during the pandemic productively, knowing the physical training during that time would lead to greater production on the mound.
Well, I actually think the pandemic helped me out a lot because while some kids just like sat at home, I was out working out every day and using that time for progress.
See that in Aiden, seen that in a lot of other kids. I think a lot of kids came out of the pandemic, that initial spring shutdown, in a really good place. And then other kids didn't, because they just kind of didn't do anything. So Aiden definitely took full advantage of all that extra time.
That work involves coming here to Morgan Hill's Kinetic Performance Institute and go through a sophisticated set of exercises every day. Hard work paying off with tangible results, like hitting 91 miles an hour with this pitch 2 weeks ago.
Well, each drill has its own purpose, and each weight has its own purpose, and like the heaviest balls it like trains your arm to know what it feels like to throw a heavier ball, and same with the lighter balls too.
I think the best part is that we have so many great pitchers in this facility that they push each other. And like even last week when he hit 91, him and his buddy were going back and forth, pitch to pitch, to see who could throw harder. So I think that kind of motivation, that competitiveness inside of here is super important.
Now Aiden is eager to show off his new skills on the baseball field. Aiden was able to play in some showcase games late this past summer. He's hoping the high school baseball season is played this year, so his Live Oak Acorns have a chance to show their talents.
Well, if we have a Live Oak season, we're probably going to go undefeated because we're going to be really good.
Obviously, with the kind of talent Live Oak has, I think getting them back to CCS would be, the championship game would be a huge accomplishment, and certainly within reach, considering the kind of arms they have there.
On top of the fastball, Aiden has a wicked slurve with action in 2 directions.
Yeah, it's got a lot of sweeping action to it, but he throws it with a knuckle, which you only normally see that on an overhand curve. That's why it's so weird, but like I said, it's one of those things as a coach, you just kind of look at it and go, well, just I'll leave it alone because it's so good.
Aiden is excited about the road ahead, playing games in high school and then in college. With a 4.0 GPA with a variety of AP classes, he's also excited about attending a top academic college. All the success comes with lots of support.
Well, my family is very supportive, and they help me to even if I don't want to go train, they pretty much make me sometimes, even if I'm really tired. My mom makes me a lot of meals, and she gives me a lot of food to help me gain weight. And my dad's pushing me on the academic side of things.
With the high school baseball season less than 2 months away, keep your eye on Aiden Keenan, a fast-rising 15-year-old ready to shine with the Live Oak Acorns. Great how excited Aiden was, hitting 91, but he's in the upper 80s consistently, and with that slurve, he is really tough to hit.
I can't even imagine. I feel bad for anyone going up against him.
That thing is nasty.
All right, Cal Hope is working to make it easier for teens to battle through the emotional stress of the pandemic.
Here's this week's Cal Hope mental health tip.
Improve your mood during the pandemic by reaching out to your family and friends. Chatting on the phone or texting someone you care about can really help. Seek out people who can lift your spirits or make you laugh, because while we're physically separated, we can still be socially connected.
Coming up, the amazing swimmer from Moreau Catholic and the accident that changed her life.
And later, the softball star from Aragon getting ready to play at a top Division I school. Her story coming up.
People always asking me what I got on. They be like, hey, Brandon, what you got on? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. Don't worry about it, sweetheart.
Invis is everything braces isn't. More comfortable, fewer emergency appointments. Invisalign.
It's understandable to feel anxious, stressed, or lonely because of COVID-19. Physical separation, your own health, and the health of friends and family can weigh heavily on you. Call a timeout on work. Get a game plan for mental wellness with crucial mental health resources from CalHope. We'll help you carry the ball. Call 1-833-317-HOPE to talk to someone who can help, or visit calhope.org. CalHope, official partner of the San Francisco 49ers.
Every day, the sun comes up. And right on cue, the work begins. We start every morning, knowing full well we're in it for the long haul. Our work is a labor of love. No task too small, no moment uncherished. And although we're not often thanked, we rest knowing that our work is making a brighter future. This is more than milk.
Invis is everything braces isn't. Eating the foods you love, life uninterrupted. Invisalign.
Sarah Padres, and you're watching Cal High Sports.
Welcome back. U.S. Bank helps bring us stories of inspirational athletes who overcome adversity to succeed in school and in sports.
Aubrey Tolliver has the story of a Moreau Catholic swimmer whose life changed on one fateful day.
Swimming really gives me a drive. It was really a way for me to be able, at first, to exercise, but then it really became a passion.
To Anais Arreola, swimming is more than a pastime. It's one of the ways this CIF state champion proves to herself that nothing can get in the way between her and a goal.
It really empowered me to do more because I had a great team that would push me, and I really knew that it was my sport to do. May 31st.
How old were you?
I was 7.
On May 31st, 2011, Anais was in a car accident where she suffered a spinal cord injury.
I just woke up in the hospital and I didn't know what was happening, and then they told me what happened and that I have a spinal cord injury, and they said that I wouldn't be able to walk again, but then afterwards I got some feeling in my legs, which was great, and but I still cannot fully walk, but it's all right because I was able to adapt and learn, and here I am now.
It was the worst thing that has ever happened to me. I felt like I ended her life from her being able to do the simple things that we take for granted, and for me it was just devastating to see her, running around one day to, not even being able to take a step the next. Yeah, it was very difficult. Very, very difficult. But she made it easier. Just seeing her, being motivated to keep going, and I think it was when she finally told me that we talked about it, and she said, don't worry about it. That just, man, I think that was a changing point. Yeah.
The biggest difficulty was the adjustments, in a sense, because I was so used to be able to walk around, and then I was just completely put into a life where a lot of things that I not inherently took for granted but didn't notice just became harder for me, like being able to take steps that I had to learn how to be able to do a wheelie and get down on it, and a lot of things were just harder, but they weren't impossible. So I was able to learn about it and going to school was a bit hard at first because it was like a completely different experience, but now it's great and it's like nothing was different.
She's incredible. She just came into her own and just got into the pool and decided that nothing was going to stop her. She didn't think she could do it at first, and it was really hard just to see her, not think that she could overcome this. And the way she just, began with her swimming, she just made it look easy. And she got past the I'm here for rehab to now I'm here to swim.
Anais is a 2-time state champion, winning the 50-meter and 100-meter freestyle her sophomore year.
Freshman year was terrifying because it was such a big crowd and an even bigger pool, and I had to really get into focus and be able to push myself. So when I got in the pool, I just focused on my time and saying in my head that even if I didn't get first, I made it far and I can at least do the best that I can. And I remember hitting the sort of platform and looking at my time and seeing that I had beaten it, and it was a great feeling.
It's incredible just to see her in the water, progress, all the hard work she put in from swimming a horrible minute to actually finding out that, to believe in herself and that she can do it. It was just incredible.
Anais plans to take her passion for swimming to the highest level.
I really want to make it to the Paralympics, hopefully for Paris 2024. I really want to be able to get into the USA swimming.
She doesn't like to fail. She doesn't have anything to prove to anybody but herself, and I believe that's what drives her.
And after Anais's athletic dreams are achieved,
I really want to be able to go into medical school and to become a pediatrician for kids in rehab, because I had a doctor who did that for me, and she was amazing, and what she did was amazing. So I really wanted to be able to show other kids with disabilities that they can do whatever they want and accomplish what they want, and their disability does not stop them.
Anais wants to thank her swim team at Moreau Catholic for helping her get to where she is. It was a learning curve for both Anais and her coaches, and she is already seeing so much success in the pool.
Yeah, all right, very impressive. Wingstop brings us the Wings of an Angel honor each week, where a student athlete talks about their favorite teacher.
Here's Joshua Galong talking about his favorite teacher at James Logan, Michael Lockwood.
My favorite teacher at Logan is Mr. Lockwood, and just the way he taught his curriculum got me really interested in physiology and anatomy, and it made me think about going to the medical field, and it just opened my eye up to a lot of things.
Our Wings of an Angel teacher will receive a Wingstop gift card for doing such a great job.
Wingstop is also honoring Terry Blanchard, a Wingstop owner who passed away this past spring from COVID-19. Wingstop will be supporting scholarships for athletes of color in Terry's honor. Those scholarships to be presented at our award ceremony in June.
Coming up, the pole vaulter from Los Gatos taking his game to new heights.
And the Marin Catholic football and baseball star in the news a lot this week. He is this week's Clover Sonoma Dairy Deja Mu.
Are you ready to sink your teeth into a lemon pepper, sweet and spicy Korean cute-tastic mango habanero
master class in all things wings?
Yes, I am.
Are you though?
I'll take that.
All right. Get the new all-in bundle for just $19.99. Available for delivery and carry-out for a limited time. Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings.
Piercy Honda, located right off Highway 880 in Milpitas, is where you will find hundreds of new and pre-owned Hondas to choose from. Low credit score, no credit, first-time buyer? No problem, Piercy Honda can help. Find us online at piercyhonda.com to search our inventory, calculate your payments, and even complete your purchase. Piercy Honda is home to great customer service, great deals, and a more convenient way to buy a new or pre-owned Honda. Go to Piercy Honda in Milpitas.
The Guzmans were about to close on a home they adored, but at the last minute, their mortgage company denied their loan because the unusual home didn't meet their usual loan requirements. Heartbroken, they turned to Tri-Counties Bank home mortgage loan specialist Vincent Peguero, specializing in custom loans for unique homes. His team quickly designed a creative solution, uniting the Guzmans and their home just in time. That's a perfect match. For personalized problem solving, switch to Tri-Counties Bank. Service with solutions.
49ers Cal High Sports is brought to you by these fine companies who care about high school sports. By DGDG.com, where we want you to be a happy car buyer. By the Rikes Center, where goals and dreams become a reality. By Tri-Counties Bank, service with solutions. 12 locations now open in the Bay Area. And by the Serena Group, here for good.
I'm Kathleen Pazine with Serena Group Real Estate, and I'm proud to support Bay Area high school sports on the 49ers Cal High Sports Report.
Welcome back to 49ers Cal High Sports. Up next, we have our DGDG feature athlete, a rising star from Los Gatos.
Danielle, McCoy Buchsteiner started pole vaulting just 4 years ago. Now he's looking forward to showing how he has improved with track season coming back. Using a thin pole to vault high into the air and over a metal bar is as hard as it looks. McCoy Buchsteiner picked up the sport as a young teen looking for a new challenge.
In 8th grade, I was looking for another sport to do other than basketball. And I wanted to try new. Yeah, I'm ready. I've been training not doing pole vaulting, but weightlifting and running in high school. And I was trying new events to do, and I saw pole vault practice one day. I was like, yeah, that looks crazy, and I want to try it out. And I instantly fell in love with it.
McCoy started to find success in the sport the next season.
Freshman year, I'd say I was above average. Like, I wasn't outstanding or anything. But the summer after, I worked really hard, like almost every day, like practice every day with Coach Slover. And freshman year, I just started doing really well right when the season started, and that's when I decided I want to put a lot of focus into this hobby, and I want to develop it.
As the season went on, McCoy realized he was showing some skills in this sport.
I got top 3 at a few meets, which was really exciting. Nice. And that was my first time ever doing track, so getting first place just for yourself felt really unique, and that was awesome.
McCoy really took off his sophomore year.
Well, I had accomplishments during practice and during meets. During practice, that was sophomore year is when I was breaking my PRs the most, and also making the most progression through gymnastics, which is pretty important for pole vault too. So I'd say for meets, I remember I got first place for one junior varsity meet, and then 3rd place for one varsity meet, which was really, really exciting.
So McCoy spent the next year getting stronger in preparation for his all-important junior year. It was a big chance to show off all the hard work and prove what he can do. But then COVID hit, and his dreams for a big season vanished.
Well, the most unfortunate thing is that was the year I'd say I practiced the most for. You know, I even joined the track and field club. I also did other events that would help me in pole vault. I was practicing 3 hours a day. I do morning workouts, and that was when I was the most dedicated to the sport. But you know, all things can't go planned, and I assume this happened with many other athletes. And you know, track was canceled, and that really, really sucked.
Like so many Bay Area high school athletes, the cancellation of their sports season was devastating for many reasons.
First thing that came to my mind was that, my season is over, what am I gonna do now? Because I was really hoping to use pole vault as a stepping stone into college and progress on my hobby there. Fortunately, like I didn't need it, but still, I really hoped that I could do pole vault in college, and at that moment, it died as a possibility.
McCoy will follow in his older brother's footsteps and attend Dartmouth University next fall. With a 4.6 GPA, McCoy is thrilled to attend his dream school.
Well, this is what I was waiting for since, 7th grade? Because my brother got in 6th grade and he told me like how much he loved everything there, the people, the community, New Hampshire, the wilderness, and skiing. We love skiing. And it felt like a fever dream, you know? It felt unreal, being able to realize that one of your lifelong dreams has come true.
McCoy is an outstanding student. He plans to major in a field where he can do his part to fight climate change.
So either like renewable technology or energy, I think that's like really important for the future, and that's what we need. You know, the ice caps are melting, trees are being deforested, climate change, it's all real and it's all happening, and like something needs to be done about it.
McCoy believes education is not necessarily just about being smart.
Well, I think school is not necessarily a measure of how smart you can be, but a measure of how much effort you're willing to put in. And my parents were industrious people, so they wanted me to be the same, and I share some of their values on that topic. And I think that working hard leads to success. There's no other way around it.
McCoy is excited to get the track season started this spring, despite not vaulting competitively for more than a year.
Yeah, I'm ready. I've been training not doing pole vaulting, but weightlifting and running.
McCoy hopes to vault for the Dartmouth track team next fall, but right now he's looking forward to using a skinny pole to lift him over a slim metal bar. McCoy speaks 4 languages. His mom is from Taiwan, so he speaks Mandarin Chinese. His dad is German. German was his first language, and he also speaks Spanish because why not? He does everything else.
What? That's so impressive.
He's a very, very impressive guy. All right, coming up, Aragon's Megan Grant heading to a big-time program in college, but looking to play right now for the Dons.
And later, the St. Francis two-sport star finding a home in the Bay Area. 49ers Cal High Sports will be right back.
Megan Grant is a 3-sport superstar junior at Aragon High School, and her skill on the softball diamond has been commanding national attention for years. Megan Grant's athletic skill has sparkled from day one. She began on the diamond when she was 5 and loved the game of baseball.
We got footballs, basketballs, like just put a tee up, like have them hit, you know, like stuff like that. So started young.
And even as a child, she thrived. Megan grew up in an athletic family and is the youngest of 3 siblings.
That's the biggest competition right there. The competitiveness between like each other as like siblings, the rivalry there. It's like, it makes it fun, you know?
Her older brothers, Cam and Devin, were also superstars at Aragon. Megan says that sort of competition is helpful when playing against the boys on the field.
Especially since I was a girl, you know, like being able to beat all the boys, that was just like a one-up.
In 8th grade, Megan chose to make the switch from baseball to softball. She was a catcher while playing baseball, but was able to move all over the field until she found her spot.
They put me like third, they put me in the outfield, they literally put me every position, but shortstop was the best fit. It comes with a bit of swag, you know, and like be able to make the little flashy plays sometimes, it's fun. And just to have really good command of the field.
Switching from baseball to softball had its growing pains.
It was a lot easier to like be angry and like just like throw your helmet and throw your bat and all this stuff. But like with softball, if you do that and a coach sees, like you're getting crossed off the list like real quick. So I had to learn to like really like control the controllables, and like my mind is like it's like more than just like the physical part of softball, you know, it's the mental part as well, and I learned that.
She made the adjustments and showed her talent immediately.
The first time she came out as a 12-year-old, she took a swing and hit the ball in the barrel, broke the bat in half, and the barrel went all the way to second base as a 12-year-old. I'd never seen that before, and I've not seen it since. That's the power she possesses in her swing.
In less than a year, Megan was already getting attention from college coaches.
At age 12, we presented her to UCLA, to Lisa Fernandez.
I honestly didn't know who all these colleges were. I barely even knew what college even was. My coaches were even telling me this is so big, and I'm like, what? This is just a place, you know?
And when Lisa's wowed, we have something.
The field was amazing, and they made me feel welcome.
Personally, I think the best, the #1 national champions, and that's where she belongs. She's a #1 national champion kid.
Coach Ray has coached Megan since she made the switch to softball and says she's one of those generational players.
Her hustle, her focus for the first pitch through the last pitch of the game is unbelievable. Her emotional maturity is off the chart.
I always want to bring the right type of energy, you know, because I feel like one person's impact can impact the rest of the whole team, and if one person's down, then the rest of the team's down, and I want to hold that energy and make sure everyone's cheering, everyone's up, and everyone's focused.
In 5 years with us, she's hit over 100 home runs, which is a lot in travel ball. It's incredible. Her bat is it's something that Barry Bonds is what I see.
Megan was making waves at Aragon High School as a freshman. She led the Dons to their first softball CCS title in school history and has racked up multiple First Team and Player of the Year awards. The two-time three-sport athlete of the year also plays basketball and volleyball and helped Aragon win its first ever basketball CCS title as well. The coronavirus cut Megan's sophomore season short, but she is still able to play with the West Bay Warriors. Megan has been with the travel team for 5 years and has played all over the country.
We've just got back from Arizona, literally yesterday. We've been to Oklahoma City, Georgia. Well, since California is on such a lockdown, it's harder to get field. So when we get them, we literally work, and it's no joke. It's not one of these walkthrough practices, you know.
With every new challenge and accomplishment, Megan keeps her competitive focus.
Every day, I just want to be the best player and person that I can be. And in order to do that, you can't just sit around and just be lazy and not do anything. You have to work for it. You have to strive to want to be great.
There's a difference with kids that absolutely love it and kids that like it. And she's one of those kids that has to get it done every day. What sets you apart, One? What sets you apart, man? What sets you apart, huh? What sets you apart from the crew? Huh? What sets you apart? What makes you different? What do you think?
Work ethic.
Work ethic. That's it. The kid just hits every day. The kid works very hard. Something special right here. Okay?
I would also not be anywhere without him, so.
Yeah.
Megan plans to make the most of her final 2 seasons before her incredible run heads to UCLA. For Megan Grant, the sky is the limit. Megan has 2 more softball seasons with Aragon before heading down to Southern California, and her talent, skill, and dedicated work ethic has prepared her for anything. Robert and Danielle, back to you.
Lexus of Stevens Creek brings us the Volunteer Award, part of the Lexus of Stevens Creek commitment to promoting volunteerism.
This week's volunteer is Dennis Gavrilenko from Deer Valley High School. Dennis has been part of over a dozen Eagle Scout projects with the Boy Scouts. For his Eagle Scout project, Dennis helped CBI, an adult special needs program at Deer Valley. Dennis built 3 convertible benches that turn into picnic tables and a special 3-compartment compost bin. The projects make the facility more eco-friendly, provide more opportunity for outdoor learning, and give students tools to learn more life skills. Here is Dennis explaining his inspiration behind his project.
I was just really thankful that I felt that my community was really part of my education, and I felt that I became a better person from all this community involvement that I just had done with my school beforehand, and all the things I've learned throughout my life from having amazing faculty and peers at my schools. And I just thought that it would be really amazing to have other students have as amazing as experience as I did.
The Harker School honors top athletes for their work in the classroom each week. This week, Harker Scholar athlete is the young man you just met, McCoy Buchsteiner, going to Dartmouth with a very impressive 4.6 GPA.
Brought to you by the Harker School. Harker sophomore Sarah Muhammad was one of 5 Bay Area students selected as nominees for the American Voices Award in the 2021 Scholastic Art and Writing Awards. Harker students altogether had 73 art pieces and 116 writing compositions selected for the competition, combining for a total of 189 regional awards. Harker's Gold Key winners, 42 in all, are now eligible to become national winners, who will be announced in March. At Harker, transitional kindergarten through 12th grade students discover their passions. Learn more at harker.org.
Coming up, she's good with a stick. We'll meet the St. Francis field hockey and lacrosse star with a rough path to find a happy home today.
Some see a grilled cheese sandwich and ask why. I see a new kitchen with a grill and ask why not.
I really need to start adding less to cart and more to savings.
Sitting on this couch so long made me want to make some changes, starting with this couch.
Yeah, I need a house with a different view. And this is the bank that will help you do it all. Because at U.S. Bank, our people are dedicated to turning your new inspiration into your next pursuit.
It's understandable to feel anxious, stressed, or lonely because of COVID-19. Physical separation, your own health, and the health of friends and family can weigh heavily on you. Call a timeout on work. Get a game plan for mental wellness with crucial mental health resources from CalHope. We'll help you carry the ball. Call 1-833-317-HOPE to talk to someone who can help, or visit calhope.org. CalHope, official partner of the San Francisco 49ers.
For more than 65 years, Cupertino Electric has been delivering power and possibilities. With offices throughout California and project sites throughout the U.S., Cupertino Electric today builds renewable, commercial, utility, and data center projects for some of the most influential companies in the world. Beyond that, we are a people company. We build family, communities, and meaningful careers. Visit CEI.com today or connect with us on LinkedIn, Facebook, or other social sites to see our openings and join our team.
Devcon Construction is #1 in the Bay Area and Silicon Valley because of trust. 95% of our business comes from repeat customers. They know the customer is our top priority. That's why Devcon was the choice for the 49ers Stadium and for the Earthquake Stadium. Devcon was also chosen when outstanding schools like Bellarmine, the Nueva School, and Mitty wanted the very best on time and on budget. Top Bay Area companies know Devcon is the best choice whether it's new construction or renovation. Devcon Construction, helping to build the best in Silicon Valley. We are back with this week's Albany's construction feature story.
Robert St. Francis Jr. Bryn Boise Foltz experienced many hardships throughout her young life. Looking back on her journey, Bryn hopes to help others going through similar situations.
Looking back at how much my life has changed, I'm super fortunate. I'm so grateful for everything that happened, and I'm super grateful for everything that I have today.
St. Francis senior attacker Bryn Boise Foltz's childhood was full of changes and hardships. Bryn grew up in Reno, Nevada, where she lived with her dad. Bryn's mom was in and out of prison.
My mom has been repeatedly incarcerated for most of my life, so she was just overall a pretty absent figure. And so that meant that my dad raised me as a single parent, and he constantly made sure that I was loved and that I had a roof over my head and things like that.
But Bryn's dad had his own struggles.
When I was growing up, I faced varying degrees of poverty, and when I was in the 3rd grade, I was placed into the foster care system. I was only in foster care for about a year before being reunited with my dad.
Bryn started at a new school in Carson City after reuniting with her dad. Things were looking up, but at age 10, Bryn lost the person closest to her.
When my 5th grade year started in October of 2013, my grandpa passed away, and barely a month after that, I lost my dad too. So I was about 10 years old at that time, and basically my whole world was like torn apart.
Bryn's aunt and uncle live in the Bay Area. They took Bryn in without any hesitation.
Our family believes, family takes care of family. And we certainly appreciate the government infrastructures and those types of things for people who don't have families. But we strongly believe that family takes care of family. And it was interesting, people commented to my wife and I that, boy, it's awfully nice that you guys take Bryn. It's like, it has nothing to do with nice. I think that it's been one of our larger blessings in our lives to introduce her into our home and to our extended family.
Bryn was used to constant change and moving around. It took her a long time to realize her new home wasn't just a temporary fix.
St. Francis is the 14th school that I've attended, so I was really used to moving around, and there were a couple things that happened before I ultimately moved in with my aunt and uncle, and I was kind of just ready to get out of that situation. But unfortunately, when I did move in with my aunt and uncle, I just assumed it was another temporary home, and it was really difficult for me to settle down. But once I got there, they provided me with therapy and made it apparent that I was there to stay and that they were a family that loved me and that wanted me there.
She's very receptive to feedback. She really is motivated to be the best she can be. So she made it, quite frankly, easy for us. And she, I think accommodated and understood that this was a safe, good choice for her. But there's always, young people in particular, trust takes a long time to build, and comfort takes a long time to build. Simple things. You remember when she got to us, she ate voraciously. And I think it's because sometimes she didn't know when her next meal was going to be historically.
Attending 14 different schools made making friends extremely difficult for Bryn. When she got to St. Francis, Bryn joined both the lacrosse and field hockey teams. Through sports, she found a group of friends who are like family.
I played field hockey freshman and sophomore year and lacrosse as well during those years, and that's how I made a lot of friends and friends that I still have. And lacrosse has taught me the importance of having like those team bonds and communication, and I definitely have like built a home through sports and met a lot of amazing people. And if I hadn't played on those teams, I would never have met them.
While Bryn's friendships grew, her relationship with her aunt and uncle also blossomed.
They do everything they can to see me happy and to see me succeed and to push myself to push myself in school and other things. And I'm a senior now and I'm applying to colleges and I'm having my last year playing sports, and they have just made it so apparent that they're proud of me and they're so happy to see how much I've succeeded. So it's really nice having them.
Bryn worked hard to get her grades up. She currently has a 3.8 GPA and is looking at colleges.
She did not have all the advantages when she was young. When we got her, she was actually substantially behind the grade level in abilities. And she put the work in, and she has been motivated from her earliest phase to be the best she can be.
After reflecting on everything she's been through, Bryn wants to help others. She plans on majoring in child advocacy.
Looking back on everything, the strongest emotion that I feel is definitely that I'm fortunate and that I'm grateful, but I definitely realize that I've persevered through a lot and that I've seen a lot and I've been able to overcome it. But the way that it makes me feel is that I really just want to help other people that were in my situation.
She's got a very sensitive heart. She's exceptionally attuned to social issues during this changing time, and it makes me joyous that she thinks about the others in humanity and what our responsibilities are.
Bryn is still undecided on which school to attend. Wherever she ends up, Bryn will always have a place to come home to.
We'll be delighted when she goes and picks wherever she goes, and then she's always obviously welcome to come back when she needs. And we'll, as a family, we stay pretty tight and do a lot of things together. So it's, to me, the part of the journey is leaving the nest. My grandmother used to say, the only thing sadder than your children leaving the home is children who have nowhere to go. So we're delighted for her being able to leave the nest.
The Lancers' Bryn Boise-Fultz is as resilient as they come. Growing up, she went through unimaginable and heartbreaking times, but Bryn fought through. After moving in with her aunt and uncle, Bryn feels fortunate to have a second chance at life, and she is, without a doubt, making the most of it. Bryn has such a positive outlook on life and is so passionate about helping kids going through tough times. She wants to ensure that they have the same second chance she was given.
Yeah, and for her aunt and uncle to do that for her and put her in this situation where she's at St. Francis getting a great education, just awesome.
She's doing so great too.
All right, be sure to check us out on social media for lots of fun content, including videos, news, updates, and lots more. We're at 49ers Cal High everywhere, including TikTok.
Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel to get updates on when new videos are posted each week. We have videos going back several years, so go to our YouTube channel to find your highlights from the past.
Coming up, it's Deja Vu as we catch up with this former Marin Catholic football and baseball player.
You're watching 49ers Cal High Sports, the #1 high school sports show in the nation.
49ers Cal High Sports is brought to you by these fine companies who care about high school sports. By Lexus of Stevens Creek, we get it. By Clover Sonoma, the #1 milk brand in Northern California and proud partners of the 49ers. And by Devcon Construction, build, design, perform, sustain.
It's Deja Vu. Clover Sonoma Dairy helps us look back at high school stars now grazing in professional fields.
This week we feature former Marin Catholic baseball and football star Jared Goff. Yes, Jared Goff also played baseball for the Wildcats. In fact, his dad Jerry was a major league player. Jared was of course the star quarterback on the football team, winning an NCS title before heading off to Cal to play for the Golden Bears. Goff set 26 records, throwing for just over 12,200 yards. Goff was the #1 overall pick in the 2016 NFL Draft by the Los Angeles Rams. He led the Rams to the Super Bowl in the 2018 season. This past week, Goff was traded to the Detroit Lions.
Coming up, the stories we'll be featuring on next week's show.
But first, here's this week's training tip by our good friends at the Ricus Center.
Hey, I'm Coach Juan Pablo. Today's training tip is the kettlebell goblet squat. George is going to demonstrate for us. We're going to start with the kettlebell. We're going to hold in what we call our goblet squat position. Hold it at chest level. Feet are shoulder width apart. George is going to take a deep breath in. Then he's going to sit back into his hips, keep his feet nice and flat, and come right back up. Give me 2 more reps, George. Make sure you drive through your heels and through your big toe as you're driving up, and that's your kettlebell goblet squat.
That's our 49ers Cal High Sports for this week. Thanks for watching. I'm Robert Braunstein.
And I'm Danielle Fidlowski. Join us next week when we'll feature the Heritage volleyball player doing all she can to make her dad proud. See you then.